A pleasant Thursday morning to you. Welcome once again to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. A very pleasant morning to you, Richie B and the Up and Go crew. You all have yourselves a wonderful day. And a very special morning to our listeners. We say it all the time because it's true. It's all because of you. We're here because of you. Thanks for joining us on the bridge. And a very special morning to the Untengle team. Time for us now to have our first interview with our Jamaica Gospel Star Competition 2022 finalist. So it is Regina Campbell this morning. Good morning, Regina.
Hi. Good morning.
You sound bright and cheerful. That's wonderful. I do have to ask if you're fine.
Yes, I am good. I am excellent. I'm excited.
Wonderful. All right. So tell us a little bit about Regina before we start to actually talk about the competition.
Well, I always introduce myself as a happy child, even though everybody have their, miserable moments. I'm a happy child. I'm a joyful child. I'm a person who is always after God's heart. I am I'm happy, I'm joyful, I'm an excited person, I'm a Christian, I'm a foodie, all of the above.
All right. Tell us, what parish are you from? Exactly, which community are you from?
Well, I'm from Kingston, and I reside in the 440 Drive community near Seaward.
Okay, wonderful. So what interested you about this competition? Why you thought you should enter this competition?
Well, I've always wanted to enter the competition when it was the original song competition, but I was always afraid. But this year, to me, as I said before in my past interviews, that anywhere there is spiritual development, that's where I want to be. And where there is growth, that's where I want to be. Because for me, it's all about self-development in all areas of my life. Spiritually, the most important area. And even though I've had the fears, even though I've had the doubt, I can safely say that this competition has brought more confidence in me, more boldness, more bravery, and more humility.
Wonderful. That's a great combination. Bold and humble at the same time. That's wonderful. What is it about the competition that has made you braver?
All right. Well, to know that every week you have to present yourself before the public. You can't go daddy. You have to try and choose the right songs. And, if you're not confident, it will show in your performances. And so each time when I do my dress rehearsals, each time, especially when it's the live show, I have to always speak to myself and say, Regina, you are confident. Regina, you cannot let your fear overshadow you in this performance. And each week I've realized that my confidence started to build more and more and more. So to me, it's because of the public. You cannot go on the stage afraid. You have to show them that you're confident. And once you show them that you're confident, they will be confident in you, enough in you to vote for you.
Wow, very well said. So I was watching some videos of yours on the monitor, that's on the Bridge 99 FM monitor. And I gather that does your dad and your mom sing? Are you from a musical family?
My dad cannot sing at all.
Daddy, you listening? Daddy, you listening?
He cannot sing at all. My mom can do her 1 and 2 sing. But I can say, my siblings and it was pulled out from us when we were in primary school, starting at early as age 8. We've been in the JCDC competitions for schools, performing arts, and that's where my growth started.
Okay, so you are accustomed to performing in front of an audience.
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So we have been getting to understand more that this particular competition, the finalists are being asked to sing covers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what covers did you choose or have you chosen so far and why?
All right. So let's go from week one. I chose He Rescued Me because that is a testimony that I can attest to. He rescued me from internal conflicts. He rescued me from my fears. He rescued me from my doubts. He rescued me from my anxiety. And I could. That's the reason why I chose that one. That song. For joy. I introduced myself as
a happy person.
Yes, so that was the right selection.
A no-brainer. I love that.
So that was the right selection. I wanted something more sweet. For the first round, I showed that I can manage my low register. For the second round, I wanted to show that I could manage my mixed registers, which is the high register and the low register, and to just have this sweetness in the song. And for the third week now, I wanted to show that I am versatile in my range. So that is why I chose, Come Make We Praise Him for the JCDC song. And the traditional one, I wanted to appeal to the older audience.
Wow. Regina, you have your thing map out. And all of those reasons are solid reasons. All right. So you have 3 minutes now to sing any song of your choice. 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
3 minutes.
Oh, Jesus, I thought it was
No. Just to sing. We're going to talk after you sing.
Oh, we're going to... Okay, so 3 minutes to sing or a couple seconds to sing?
Oh, any amount of time you want to sing.
All right. I'm going to just give a couple seconds. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto thee. All right.
Thanks for giving us more than a couple seconds, if you don't mind. All right, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And we're getting the range, and we're hearing all of what you said you want us to hear. So this Saturday is the final night, grand final. What are you looking forward to? You nervous?
Actually, I am excited.
Great.
The anxiety is there, but it's the final night. Why be nervous? No. I just feel like the first round, that's where the nervousness should have been, and trust me, it was there, because it's the first time going on the stage in the public, you're not looking only on Jamaica, but it's on YouTube as well. So, persons internationally are watching. So that's where nervousness should have been, and it was there. But for the final night, I just feel like it's a night that we should all enjoy.
I love that.
And yes, I am excited, and the little bit of anxiety is there, but the excitement overpowers the anxiety. So I am just really looking forward to Saturday.
I love that. I'm looking at you. I'm watching you on the monitor perform. And I see that you just love to sing. You just love to perform. And I can see the excitement from no one is not even sat there yet.
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. Nice talking to you. Is there anything you want to let our listeners know about Regina before we say so long? You have 30 seconds.
All right. Ooh. Vote for me. That's number one. 444-8808. The last digit is the most important. It is 8. And you will be. I thank everyone. I thank everyone for supporting me thus far. I thank my families. I thank my friends. I thank all the critiques that are out there, texting me and telling me, Regina, control your breathing. Regina, do more in this. And, I love you all. And I just bless up. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. Oh,
well, you bless us up on the hour 10 o'clock. You said you're humble, and I hear the humility. Have a wonderful night on Saturday, and just have fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. So that is none other than Jamaica gospel star competitor, Regina Campbell. And you heard her sing, you heard her talk, you heard her personality, and of course you know that the series culminates with a grand final on Saturday. That's this Saturday, the 30th of July, and it's at the National Indoor Sports Center in Kingston. 5 finalists, and you heard Regina say she's just going there to have fun. We soon go. I want to say a very special morning to Amea. Hello, morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well also.
Okay. So you know you're live on the air, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So you are one of the finalists in the JCDC Gospel Star competition, if it's whatever you call it. I don't know if it's a competition. So how you doing? How you feeling about yourself and the competition and just life?
Well, concerning the competition, honestly, it has been awesome. It has been, it's a new experience for me. I'm not necessarily a performer, so, it really pushes you to do more than, what you normally do. But, I'm enjoying it. It's actually coming to an end. The finals is this Saturday. I'm just blessed to be a part of the finalists, the top five.
What you enjoying? The competition or the fact that it's coming to an end? Which one?
No. I was just telling you that it's coming to an end, but I'm enjoying the competition.
Wonderful. All
new
right.
friends that I've met and, all of it.
All right. So before we get into the competition, let us talk a little bit about Amoya. Oh, it's Amoya. Okay, let us talk about Amoya. Who are you? Where are you from? What you love to do? That kind of thing.
Okay. So Amoya is 22 years old. I'm originally from Clarendon, then I moved to Mandeville because I went to Church Peters College there in Mandeville. Actually just graduated. And so I'm actually now living in Christiana, still in Manchester region as I just got married. But I'm a child of God. I attend Mandeville Evangelistic Center. I love to sing. I love songwriting. And I love creative writing overall. And so, I really enjoy music. It's everything to me. And, it helps closer to God and just, overall.
That sounds wonderful. So you're a teacher?
Yes, I am, of mathematics.
Oh, you're a math teacher. Okay. Oh, good for you. Anyway, so what inspired you to be part of this competition?
So, as it says, singing competition, originally it was an original song competition, and that's why I had my eyes on it. Mm-hmm. But by the time I actually made up my mind to enter, a friend from church administrator pushed me saying, you got to enter. It changed from an original competition to you're doing covers and so forth. But, I still entered because, I love singing and I just wanted to share, music to Jamaica and overall the world.
Good.
So, that's why.
Well, you said you love to write. So as a songwriter, I'm sure you would kind of have preferred if it was an original song, right?
Yes, definitely. I would have.
Right. All right. But you're still enjoying singing covers because you'd have some songs that you love long time and you did want to sing, don't you?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the songs that you have been singing and why you've chosen those songs.
Well, the first one that I chose was Jermaine Edwards, and it's because honestly he's one of my favorite Jamaican singers, Jamaican artists. Mm-hmm. So I chose him "Don't Hold Me Out," and I really love that song. I love all of the songs, but I chose that one, and I chose mostly Jamaican songs. So the other genre to choose from was gospel, dancehall gospel, such as Randall Positive and that was Purpose That Called Me. And I chose it because I truly believe that singing is my purpose. And I hope this competition will just help to push me into my purpose. So,
All right, we're going to ask you to sing one of the songs. We're not going to ask you it quite yet, but I just want to say respect the fact that you've chosen Jamaican singers to represent, and you chose. You say you love Jermaine. You know that Jermaine is one of the judges, right?
Yeah, I think I've seen it one time. He wasn't consistent with one of the weeks.
Okay.
Second week.
Well, he's one of the. I think he's going to be one of the judges in the final on the final day on Saturday. Anyway, so asking you this question now, since you love to sing the Jamaican singers, DJs, do you find that you identify more and you can express yourself more and your message more when you're singing from home, someone from home?
I think definitely because I think they not as in other international singers, they don't reach people. But I think as it relates to Jamaican singers, they're singing from a way of experience. They have experienced, the Jamaican society, all the struggles and whatsoever. So coming from that point of view, when you listen to them and even, the language of the song, you can really understand. You can really connect with it,
Yes, I love that. I love that. And of course, you're more comfortable doing that because you know the movements or you know the vibe. You kind of know there's something there, don't it?
Well, I'm not really a performer, but I'm trying to get into it.
Oh, you did say that. You did. All right. So how has your performing been so far?
Well, honestly, I honestly believe that I have not seen maybe even 80% of what I'm capable of. I think that my best is yet to come. Mm-hmm. So I think most of the performances, I can say that there is much more that I could have done and should have done. But I'm just reflecting and really trying to learn from the experiences and moving forward that I'll be able to, take something from them and then,
right.
be a better version of a man.
Beautiful. So when you do these performances, do the judges actually tell you what you need to brush upon, what you could be stronger at, and give you hints as to where to go from there, from where you are?
Definitely, they have been doing that, and I've been really listening to them, and I think most of everything that they say is really true. Amoya, you see that you're not doing the 100, Amoya, you could have done this. I'm like, yeah, this is so true. And so, I really appreciate them and what they have been saying, and I'm really going to take it into consideration.
All right, beautiful. So you consider yourself to be a better singer than performer. So let us hear you sing. Choose one of the songs. You don't have to give us all of the song, but just give us a taste of Amoya's voice.
And that is one of the songs that I have performed.
It doesn't matter. Song of your choice.
A song of my choice.
Yes.
Let me sing something that I wrote then.
Yes, that's nice.
While we were sinners, Christ died for us. While we were sinners, Christ died for you and me. While we were sinners, Christ died for us. Christ died for you and me. Christ died to set us free. That's a piece of one that I wrote.
Okay, can I say something to you, Amoy? You need to brush up on your performance. Because you see, your voice is so beautiful that you don't want your performance to hold you back. No time at all.
Yeah, thank you. I will definitely do that.
Beautiful voice, and I see that you're a writer. How excited are you about Saturday night?
I am very excited. I'm a little nervous there, of course. When you go on that stage and they're announcing, that's where the nerves come in. I'm just really trying to put that aside and really enjoy it because always coming to an end. I'm not really saying yeah because it has been a wonderful experience despite, there have been ups and downs. But, I'm just going to really try and enjoy the experience that is coming to an end. So,
Right.
end at a high.
Right. That's a good thing to do. Just enjoy it. And you see where the nerves is concerned. Can I give you a little advice? It's a good thing,
Sure.
You just need to control it. But nerves is natural. It happens to the best of us, the most experienced of us, and it is actually a good thing. Just use that nervous energy and push yourself forward and
Yeah.
have fun, Amoya. Have fun.
Yeah, definitely.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything you want to say before we go? We have 30 seconds.
Definitely. I would want to thank my family, my friends, my husband for being so supportive, for those that have been voting for me. I really appreciate it, and for believing in Amoya and really inspiring me to be more that I think I can be. So I'm really grateful, and I just want to say thank you very much, everyone.
Wonderful. All the best on Saturday. And remember now, just have some fun.
I will. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. It's now 8 minutes after 12 o'clock.
Devil can't catch me.
Nobody have to hear the little part there. Just a little part there. Hi, Beau-Regard.
Who's that, Mama Kelly? How you doing, Mama Kelly? How's everything?
I am good. This is, Runkus, right?
Yes.
Runkus
Bad artist.
is determined, son.
Yes.
You remember? You remember the other
Yes.
day we were talking and Smart Kid asked you if you did get a CD. It on the
Yes, Mama
CD.
Kelly.
It on that same CD named Prosperity.
Okay.
So when
no
you get
problem.
that CD, you will hear
I'm sure
it.
I have it. Yeah, I'm sure I have it.
Okay,
by
all
now.
right, fine.
Yes.
I sent another CD for you. Oh, we never say how are you? How are you?
I'm doing great, Mama Kelly. I know you have all of that in mind. I'm not at all concerned or feel anyway, Mama.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah,
I
man.
sent another CD for you with Mr. Grant.
Yes.
So that would be the Nature CD, Nature's new CD.
Nature Ellis.
Nature
yes.
Ellis, right. So I saw
Right.
Mr. Grant in the parking lot and I got two, so I sent off one to you.
Thank you very much, Mama Kelly.
So I'll go on.
I'm here. The weather is beautiful today, 86 degrees. We're gonna have that sort of weather straight back into next week with some showers maybe on Sunday. But other than that, the weather is beautiful and much better than what it's been last week because it's been a heat wave
Yes.
here in the United States, and it's been very crazy. I don't know if the heat has been getting to a lot of people's heads, but there's a video that's been circulating on social media. And if we could get that video up on the screen, I just wanted you to take a look at this video, Mama Kelly. And in this video, we can revisit two topics that we spoke about here on the show before. So if we could get the video up, I'd like to let you look at what's going on in this video real quick.
Okay. I was thinking, them soon bring, see it here, woman caught on camera shooting at vehicle with 2-year-old inside after road rage incident. Oh, what is not this?
Bring it back again. Bring it back again for me,
Please.
please, Vaughn. Yeah. It's a crazy world, Mama Kelly. This took place in Houston, Texas. This was a situation where a vehicle being driven by, I'm hearing that it's a black man, and he had a 2-year-old in the back seat of the vehicle, but at some point he felt that he was being followed by this black truck with the other two people in it, a white man and a white woman. And so he stopped, and the guy in the truck jumped out and started to assault him. And by the time he could drive off, right there is where you see the woman fire the shot into the back seat of the car. And I'm sure she saw the child in the back seat of the vehicle. And she not only fired one shot, she fired 2 shots. Luckily, the shot only grazed the driver, and he was taken to the hospital and received medical attention. But for her to just shoot into this car like this, and this is what we spoke about here before, Mama Kelly, road rage.
Yes.
And we were giving advice to people that if you're up on the road and drive and you see somebody are crazy and are looking at a vehicle act like them and cut you off or get into a confrontation, keep driving.
Yeah, man.
Do not stop.
Yeah,
Do
man.
not entertain them. Do not make the situation escalate. Drive until you see a police officer. If you have to get on your phone, call the police and things of that nature. The moment you don't know what these people are up to. I know how crazy they are, Mama Kelly. So, that's one of the situations that I was talking about. And the other situation was the same concealed carry thing. If, in some states, you don't know who is who, and to put guns in some people's hand and to see that they are so irresponsible in terms of what she did, in terms of shooting into this car, just shooting at the driver, knowing within herself that the driver didn't even do anything to
Oh my
her
goodness.
boyfriend or her husband or whoever she's with, because the man didn't even exit his vehicle.
Oh my goodness. Can
You
you
know,
believe
so
this? Something
crazy.
though, Beauregard. As we talk about road rage and how we respond, this is why I was saying on Tuesday how proud I am of Bounty Killer. Because you see, in a time like this, when you have people like that lady there now who just fire fear gun indiscriminately, or people who are on the road and them, flip you and them say all kind of things and so, we have to train ourselves not to react, We have to train it because it's difficult. So we have to train ourselves
Yes.
or how we're going to respond. Because oftentimes we just act, we just react. And we don't think it through. And that's why,
Yes.
any kind of lesson, especially from people in the street respect, any kind of lesson that helps us to understand that we don't always have to just respond as somebody say something bad about you, respond as somebody tell you something hot word. You go and respond if somebody touch you, though. I mean, depend on one. They respond if a guy touch you. Come in, depend that. But words, we just have to choose our battles.
And for her to do this in broad daylight, Mama Kelly's like, she have no care in the world. And they have been arrested. They were charged with, the man was charged with assault and she was charged with aggravated assault. And I feel she should be charged with attempted murder.
Yeah, but what is this with American gun? And why is it that no? And why is it that the authorities can't see that some serious legislation or some serious laws have to come in place for the use of guns? I mean, what is it? Why taking so long for them to see it?
Mama Kelly, this nation was built on, people having guns and the right to, bear
Criminals.
arms and things.
Nation
of
was
that
built
nature.
on
So,
criminals.
yeah. So, the Wild Wild West is what we heard about, and it still exists to this day, So crazy
wow.
world, crazy world.
Mad. Before we go any further, we just want to send condolences to the family and loved ones and fans of Christopher Meredith. The news just taking us over like a tsunami. I didn't even know Christopher Meredith was, I don't know if he was sick. I still haven't heard how he passed, but we just know that he passed. And for those who are wondering who Christopher Meredith is, he's one of Jamaica's most prominent bass players, an international bass player. And we lost him yesterday, 2 days ago. Yesterday, I think it was. Oh my God, that's just so sad.
Rest in power, for real.
Yeah, for real.
Mama Kelly, maybe a week and a half ago or so, we brought up a topic, and we said we were going to wait until we knew what was going on with this case. It's a case taking place there in Jamaica. I'm not sure if you have gotten the updates
With the
on
police.
the Donnelly, on the Donnelly Donaldson case. What do you think? What do you think now that the police have come out and made their statements and the moves that they had made?
I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. I'm still looking at reading the item. Is that the male cop was arrested? That's right. And it's interesting. I found it interesting that a lot of people, especially on social media, were pointing fingers at the woman, the female cop, and suggesting all kind of things. Says she's jealous, and she catch them and all kind of something. And until the woman had to come out and say, if we don't continue this, I'm going to sue you. And then you says,
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
She said, if Uno continued like this, I am going to file a lawsuit against Uno. Uno used to leave my name alone. And you see, when she said that, this is before they arrested the male police. When she said that, I said to myself, seems like all those rumors are not true. Because I don't think she does so brazen if you go say, she'll go sue somebody for what she do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then,
yes, Mama Kelly.
And then it was yesterday now that this news broke that they actually, oh my God, that they actually arrested But he'll soon be charged. He wasn't charged up to yesterday, but them going to charge him. So that he has been, he's now questioned, and arrested, and I guess they're going to charge him. What do you think about that?
So with all the information that's out there, aren't there accomplices in this case?
I don't know. We that's why we say we still have to be watching the news. They're saying that the truck driver who moved whatever they moved from the apartment, I'm not sure yet, but I'm not sure if they're accomplices or not. I'm asking. I don't know. And I tell you something, Beauregard, we have to be so careful about, talking about things like this, because it's still alleged.
An investigation.
It's still an investigation,
Yes.
and it's alleged. There's no proof about anything yet. Because remember, we could have talked about it from before and implicate the police woman. But thank God we never talked about it. And therefore we never implicate nobody. But it is just so very sad. Whatever happened, it is just so very sad. And something, since them go ahead and arrest the male police, she was shot, right?
I don't even know that information yet.
We don't have that information, but it just, however it go.
So now, if that is the case, Mama Kelly, it brings into question a whole lot of things. The neighbors would have to be questioned. Did they hear any gunshots? Weapons from whoever would have to be taken and analyzed for forensics and things of that nature. So the investigation goes on.
The investigation goes on, and it is also being alleged that a lot of the forensic evidence is now being tampered with, and we really hope that is not true, because a people picnic, a people picnic, and people questions need to be asked, and somebody needs to be accountable, or people need to be accountable. But a long time they were suggesting that there are other people who heard what happened and know what happened, and I'm sure the police are working diligently on it. They're CTOC. Is CTOC? There is there's an arm of the police that doing some excellent work, and I think it's CTOC. Them no play, whether a police, yes, it's CTOC. But them no care. No, me love that. Yeah, man.
And that's what we're hoping for, Mama Kelly, a proper investigation. Because if that is not done, and remember, the world is watching.
Yeah.
This is something that's viral. It's been on social media for weeks now.
Yes.
And it's picking up more and more attention. And if a proper investigation is not done, it's gonna look bad. And also, if we have to understand that if the right investigation is done, and it proves that this gentleman was the what's the word I should use now? The person who committed the crime in this case, then it's also going to look away on the police department of Jamaica. So I don't know where we are with this case, Mama Kelly. It's bad on both ends.
It's bad on anyway. And then, of course, we have to remember the family of this woman, a young woman, with her whole life ahead of her. And the fact that the family may be there thinking that them not going to get no justice for them relative because it is a police, or because it is alleged to be police, and it is also alleged that the police covering up for them one another. But again, I say, there's an arm out there here in Jamaica, and I'm almost sure it's CTOC. And let me tell you, yes, it's CTOC. See him one day. Yeah. Them don't ramp. Them no ramp with people. Them no ramp with police. Them no ramp with gunman. Me like them. So
And
it's
there's
them
also a thing
investigating.
and there's also the public opinion to Mama Kelly. We have to take into account, because you can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all the time.
That's true. And then there was social media can be very dangerous, because I remember watching this some influencer, and he was talking to a police woman, and she sure say and all the way she sure say, and ain't that. So so we have to be so very careful when we discuss topics like this.
Right.
Me gonna leave it to
Let the
CTOC.
investigation take its course.
Yes.
Let the investigation take its
Yes.
course.
You have a
And
police
then we'll have
gentleman.
more to talk about.
Yes, I can't remember his name right now, but he's a police brethren, and let me tell you something, rate him. I mean, I say that very often, but trust me, I rate him. I know some will get to the meat of the matter.
Oh man, I don't know Mama Kelly. Everybody, most of we grew up, I watch some Matlock and Kojak and them show there. You know, everybody is a detective, you know.
Especially
Everybody.
about social media. Ball me for them sometime, you see.
Whole heap of Colombo.
You remember Colombo, my boy, that you know. We're going like him an idiot. Mr. Me didn't love that one day, God no. And the more I'm going like him an idiot, and the closer I miss to walk one, you know.
Yeah, man.
Colombo, you know, easy, you know. All right,
we don't put film thing together.
You understand me? And scratch him in there. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We soon come.
All right.
So, we have live on Zoom. Malachi, you there?
Which year, Empress?
Oh, you're right here. Okay. We're streaming live to the Tri-State, and my co-host is Beau-Regard. I'm not sure if he knows too much about you. So let him ask the questions first, because I'm sure his questions will be to find out who you are. All right? So Beau-Regard will start. All right.
Greetings, Malachi. How are you doing, sir?
I am wonderfully blessed. Yes.
Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Tell us about your craft, what it is that you do. Introduce yourself to our listeners, please.
Well, I am a retired public servant. I served in the Jamaica Constabulary Force down there, and of course Miami-Dade Police Department up here. But I always had a dual career as a writer poet. I write poems primarily. I'm a dub poet, one of the original dub poets. Started out with Poets in Unity at Edna Manley College. Then it was Okonora, the founder of the movement. You had people like Malachi Smith was there, Matahumba. Jean Breeze came along after. You had Claudette Richardson before. My group, Poets in Unity, was there. So that's where it started. In addition to that, I also write plays and short stories and songs too. As a matter of fact, I wrote the song that came third in the 1987 Festival Song Contest, Get Up and Dance.
Malachi, was just curious. Was Noel Walcott there when you were in that group?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Noel Walcott was one of the unique and original poets.
Yeah.
He more than any one of us was a master of the call and response mode of the dub poetry.
Okay.
Yeah, he was very animated, very funny, very lively, brilliant guy.
Brilliant. Yeah. He used to call himself the first Noel.
Yes, and then it changed it to Jafada. He was in that movie Mark for Death.
Right.
Yes, he passed some years ago.
I remember. Rest his soul.
At the age of 8, when all the other kids were outside running up and down and play with truck and wheel and wire and them thing, you were writing poetry. How did you stay focused and wasn't distracted in terms of just sitting there and using your imagination to entertain us?
Well, it was an innate talent that started out very young. So in my grandmother's yard, we had a branch of the Assemblies of God Church. And, you know, I was a child that got a lot of dissing. However, whenever they had concerts and I'd do my recitation, I would star up the place. And I guess out of that, I started, you know, putting lines together. Then my primary school, which was White Mall Elliott School, they were publishing a book, the White Mall Beacon magazine, and they asked students to write poems and stories and stuff like that. And I wrote 3 poems, and mine were the only one that ended up in there, you know, The Pirate of Sundown. Whenever I say that poem now, you know, children crack up. I usually say it when I'm reading for smaller kids.
Can we hear it?
Sure. There once lived a pirate of Sunder who had nothing to do. So he rode a little Honda to a port in Peru. He sailed from Peru to Asia with 50 men in his crew. They sailed and slumbered until near to land they drew. This pirate had no mercy. He even shot a flea, the wicked pirate of Sunder who rode to Peru. Yes, so that was my first poem, you know. And the second one had to do something with Jamaica, you know, which a pretty baby, OG, large. I don't remember that one though. You know, but that's how it started. Yeah.
Where was the inspiration coming from at this time?
I guess from all around. As I said, the church vibes, got a lot of dissing, was very close to my great grandfather who was very ill and I could see suffering in real time and his dissing too. So all of that was rubbing off on me at a young age. Yeah, and it propelled me into writing.
You know something, Malachi? Usually, especially at the time that you were in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, it wasn't the kind of thing that police officers did. Poetry.
No, it was just, because I remember Tomlin Ellis giving an interview and he said, boy, when I used to listen to this man and I said, boy, policeman that just come mash up the session and this man inside of the session, I showed them some serious lyrics of different class. And I remember, Elise, I was at criminal intelligence. And I remember every time I performed, there was this gentleman, very immaculately dressed in a three-piece suit, because he was actually carrying a tape recorder. So wherever I went, this man would be there actually taping my performance. Because I was at special branch, and then, dub poets are like a radical. And
yes.
So somebody pinched me and said, Malachi, anywhere you go, this man is there. Look for him. He's going to be like in the front row, the second row, the third row. And, so once I saw him one night, I just went down special branch, ran the buzzer, asked for him by name, and he came out and I said, big man, you love how me I perform, don't you? One of my performers, which is one of my things too. I had a passion for what I was doing. I believed in it. I could see that it was a vehicle for change and how it was impacting people in a positive way. So I wasn't afraid of any principality or powers.
Okay.
I just performed, period. I didn't care.
So was he a fan or was he waiting
he
to write a
didn't say he
memo?
was so frightened. I don't know if he didn't wet in pants because his cover was blown,
Okay.
And I remember doing another performance again at Michael, and it was interesting because when I entered, it was one of those type of event where you had left and little further left and far left and way left. So these students, I presume, from Michael and Joey were engaged in this heated discussion. So I entered the discussion. My little nincompoop self, I said, sometimes when you compromise is not a bad thing, if you can bring ends together, and everybody started looking at me like Leia, like, where you come from? So when I went on stage, I point on them, and I say, I don't know where they come from, where their philosophy come from. But I say right now, I don't care who made the first nuclear bomb or who trying to catch up or what have you. But the superpowers need to invest more in mankind and humanity than building these bombs. And I jump in this poem, march, come make we march. The place tear down. So when I came off stage, I was burning up, I was fanning. And this white man ran up to me and he said, here's my card, which I still have. And he said, I need everything that you've ever written. So when I look over, I said, please give me some space. I need to cool down. I look over my shoulder and I saw Joe Roglas, the late Joe Roglas. He was signaling me, So once the white man moved away, he said, don't give him anything at the head of the CIA in Jamaica.
Who is Joe Roglas?
Joe Roglas was that brilliant Jamaican songwriter, singer, activist. He wrote that song, Forward March Against Imperialism.
Okay.
He was very active politically in his time.
Okay.
And he died of aneurysm years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let us get here now to the program that's going to be happening today.
Right.
How are you doing it? Live or Zoom or how?
Okay, so I'm going to be doing it via Zoom and it will be shared on Facebook Live.
Okay.
So the readers will be sharing it on their page and on my page. We're going to record it and hopefully we can release it on YouTube later. But that's
all right. So before we get to the Poets with Purpose, let us talk about the concept of the school and college tour. Was the concept your brainchild? And if so, how did it come about?
Okay, Empress. So I kept on having this recurring dream. I would wake up in the middle of the night. I was dreaming I'm driving around Jamaica and I'm going into school reading my poetry. And the voice keep on saying, you need to read. You need to do it. So in 2017, one of my nephews was getting married, and I just started calling up schools down there. First, I wrote to the ministry. They didn't, Ministry of Education, they did not respond. So I started calling up some schools, and 6 schools agreed for me to come. And it was during Fashion Week too. So I happened to be at one of the upscale events uptown, and somebody was talking on the mic, and they said, "Oh, we have this great Jamaican poet in the house, and you have to read a poem." So I read a poem, and I saw this female whispering in this male ears, and they said, "Why are you here?" And I said, "I'm here to tour." And the person said, she said, "Are you coming to Campion?" And I said, "I don't know anybody at Campion." Everybody started laughing. Of course, she was the principal of Campion. And went to Campion, and the tour just took off after that. The second year, I had like 18 poets. The last year we did it because we had to stop because of the pandemic. I had 30 odd poets. And we were doing like UWI. We did Michael, Mannings, Brownstone Community College, Spanish Town High, the Wine Spanish Town, Ocherias High, all over the place. We were short the length and breadth of the island, and this year we want to expand it. And one of the things I love about the tour to Empress is that we started doing workshops. And I know Jamaica still, a lot of people don't have money, a lot of people are locked out of the system because of lack of opportunity. So one of the things that I did, I partnered with the Department of Literature and English at UWI and hosted a free workshop for poets. Anybody who wanted to write, to just come and learn more about the craft and stuff like that. Stage presence, they had Michael Record, Dr. Opal Palmer, and Clyde Brooks, all taught the workshop. And the people, when we did Bethlehem, they were like, "You guys need to do something in this side of the island too." So we're thinking of that. And of course, we also did Cornwall College, Mount Alvernia, States, the whole nine. So it's a wonderful tour. And when you see the response from the students, because they don't only go and just read poetry to them, we also motivate them, let them know of their importance. They're the ones that are coming up in society, and they must prepare themselves to assume a role of leadership outside of that. And out of the tour, a number of the schools started writing clubs. I know Michael started, Campion started, and Mannings, and others were inquiring about how they could go about starting it. So, it's tremendous utility in real time.
It's great to see the response you have been getting from the tour, my brother. It's a very good thing. Very, very uplifting situation for a lot of the youths in Jamaica, which I feel that's what they need right now. More education and, more extracurricular activities, educational activities. As you said, some of these schools have formed clubs and groups in terms of poetry, and that's a very good thing. And you should be proud for, inspiring them to do so.
Yes, it's very important. One of the stops we made to the last year, we went into Arnett Gardens. I think it's Elise Getty primary school, and we read for a group of primary school kids. That place was fire. It was a beautiful event. Seeing the children coming alive in real time, giving them again opportunity. I'm giving them another tool, because one of the great things about poetry is that it gives you the opportunity to analyze things, to break down things. It is also something that you can use to de-stress. You can use it for conflict resolution, instead of taking out something physically and someone, you can go and write something, stuff like that.
Express themselves.
Right.
So
people who have been through trauma, like females in particular, it is good that they have an avenue, a vehicle like poetry, where they can actually, release some of that hurt and pain and stuff like that.
Right, the arts generally. But let me ask you this, Malachi, because I know that you give the students a chance to express themselves. They also get a chance to read their own poetry. What have you found to be a very common subject amongst the schools and a common subject amongst the college kids?
Okay, it would seem, it's straight up, it seems as if they yearn for a more tranquil society, a more balanced society, and it's coming out in their writing, in their comments, in the feedback after. Also, I had an interesting discussion with a student at Cornwall College because his mother, he's not allowed to speak Jamaican at home. It has to be the Queen's English. And when he heard us read, he came over and he was like, oh my God, I'm missing so much in life. How do I balance this? Because my mom will have none of it at home. So again, we're empowering students to own their identity, not to be
Yes.
ashamed of who you are, you know, to be comfortable in your skin. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about poets with purpose. Oh, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about the poets with purpose and what's the purpose.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. And you are now inside of the Global Connection. And my co-host is Beau-Regard. So we have live on Zoom Malachi Smith, and he's telling us all about the Poets with Purpose. Malachi, you still there?
Much here.
Okay. So let us talk about Poets with Purpose and what's the purpose.
Okay, the purpose is to be a catalyst of positive change for our society, of role models. So poets are the conscience of society. And if the poets are not speaking, then the society is going to be out of line. And so we want to step forward and fill that void in this time, in real time.
Okay. Beau-Regard?
And the event takes place when?
Okay, this evening we're
This evening.
launching at 7 p.m. US, so it will be
6 Jamaica
6
time.
p.m. Jamaican time. And we have a stellar lineup of poets. We have the great Cherry Natural, Tomlin Ellis and Cozy, and Margaret Lim, Antonia Valaire, Judith Falloon Reed, Howard Hendricks, Andrine Banner, Charlie Bobos, yours truly, and others. So it's going to be a 1 hour of beautiful poetry as we set the stage of what is to come. And the tour, of course, is usually the first 2 weeks of November, and we're going to be trampoosing the entire island. I'm hoping that Empress will be able to do something with your station, because we definitely want to do a nice launch and invite people out to see. Because most of our great songwriters are also poets, you know. Bob
Right.
Marley,
Exactly.
yeah,
It starts out as a
poets.
poem. It starts out as
Yeah.
poetry.
Yes. So we want people to understand. And one of the things I pride about myself, and I see young poets like Wise Word and Richie Innocence doing a good job at that, Charlie Bubbles too, is that when I was in Jamaica, I left 87. I was performing on Sting and mashing down the place. We didn't fear any, Christmas morning, all of the DJ them and one poet at arena, and we go and stay this trouble. And I want the poets them to start going back out there and bringing the message to the people. Don't just hide that little intellectual space and intellectualize for you and your friends. Bring it to the people. You're the conscience of society, and if you're not talking to the people, talking to the violence maker, the dramatist in the street. I was listening, your conversation with the court, look at about the investigation with the police, and every time you look at the news, it's drama in the street. I am wondering, first, why they don't start arranging black theaters in Jamaica? Because the people them down there can't act so much. Every little thing is a big movie, When you're watching the news down there, you crack up sometimes. But it's real. There's so much energy, so much
It is.
talent.
It's true.
How can we tap into that? And get the people
it's it's funny you should be talking about this, because my next question that I was going to ask you, and I said I would be upset with myself if I didn't ask you this question. The fact that, we're moving it on to Jamaica's 60th independence. And I know that you love Jamaica very much because I see we are putting together a CD with all of your award-winning poems, a collection about Jamaica. So most of your poems have been about Jamaica. You have expressed that you have loved Jamaica for a very long time. You were even in the constabulary force. And even after you migrated from Jamaica, you became a police officer in the Miami-Dade Police Force. Now, this is the question I have to ask you. What are your thoughts on policing in Jamaica today as it stands, from both the viewpoint of a police officer and the citizens in Jamaica?
Okay, straight up, I'm a practical person, right? I don't love the whole talking and not doing much things. One of the things that I learned here, and I became a supervisor, I was actually the admin sergeant for my district north side in Miami-Dade Police Department, which is the police department for the entire Miami-Dade County. And one of the things that I loved about it is the way units are managed in the field, the structure, that we utilize. So people are held accountable, period. Every day, every hour you go to work, someone knows what you're doing at the end of your tour of duty or during your tour of duty, stuff like that. So the standard operation procedures, they're very clear, and it helps in the performance. The chain is very strong. I love that. I also love the whole thing about training and how serious the emphasis that the department places on training. And you identify, like, I'm a sergeant, for argument's sake, and I have a squad of 12 officers who are working for me. And in real time, I can know the strengths and weaknesses of my officers. And when the department has, say, training in traffic stops or stuff like that, and I realize we'll be getting complaint about an officer because how they're interacting with motorists, I'd send them to that training or in that course. And you have, so you have constant training, and you tend to work more as a team, the whole team concept. I know in Jamaica they say it, but the principalities and the politics and this other thing too. One of the great thing I like about Miami-Dade is, for argument's sake, we promote according to merit, and it don't matter how much you're a detective. You could be in homicide for your whole life. If you made sergeant, you'd be going back on the road, not necessarily to an investigative unit, but you're going back on the road in uniform. And what it does, it helps to enrich the field out there. Because you can imagine you have a sergeant who have developed certain expertise in investigation, and he's now out there saying that Trenchtown is Kingston, is adding more to that mix, And we don't just promote because you're a friend with so and so. Or I remember being at the airport one day, and this assistant superintendent was getting off a flight, and one of the minister of government was going out, and he looked at him and said, "Why you holding me? Why you holding me? Because I support the other party. Why you holding me? It's time for I get my promotion." And the next week the man got promoted. It's a joke system. So real.
What I'm listening to you, first of all, that question that Beau-Regard asked is a man question, right? But look here, I am listening to Uno with the man talk. But what I also find very interesting is how you can flip from that to being creative. And you mentioned some of the poets like the Richie Innocents and the wise words. And Beau-Regard, you remember when we had Cherry Natural, Beau-Regard? Remember we spoke to Cherry Natural? All right, fine. Yeah. So it is very clear to bridge what you have just spoken about, to bridge the poetry with in the streets. There's a place for roses are red and violets are blue, but not now. And it is very clear that the poets know, especially the poets that you speak of, can bridge that gap between what's happening on the street with poetry.
Yes. I in 2019, while we're down there on the tour, I went to this area in St. Anne where they were having some issue with persons capturing land and building up stuff and stuff. And I remember walking by this yard with probably about 15, 16 younger males there, and I say, "Yellow," and everybody look at me like, "Oh, that boy, who that man?" I say, "Me, Malachi, man, one of the original dub poets, And him just start from say, yeah, man, me I come from Oko days, from drama school way before something like that. And him say, yo, that man a real man. And Elise, I seized the opportunity. And I had a beautiful reason with them.
Absolutely.
I said, what you guys doing in real time?
That's what we're talking about.
What we're doing. And I said, yo, it's your country, it's your time to step up to the plate and get actively involved and start doing something positive with your lives.
On another poem there, because sometimes if you ask them have poem to you,
Yes, they do.
True.
They do. And again, it ties into the lack of opportunity. Because I always say, most nation you go, you always find a poet or a writer or somebody in the arts that make it big, and they establish a foundation with endowments where a young poet wants to go university or do something, and they can get. Jamaica no have them thing there, my dear. When you going, I went South Africa twice, and my ambassador said, write to the South African ambassador, make them know you're coming. I know them don't answer me, right? You go all over the globe and you represent the place, from Taiwan, this is South Africa twice, Colombia, Nicaragua, Honduras, Mexico, Canada, and you're promoting Jamaica. And the people them love you like sugar. Every
like sugar.
To come and our people in Jamaica, it's like a poet a fool.
Don't worry about us. We're getting we're getting there. Okay, we're going to have to wind up. In fact, I just saw Nikki a while ago, and Nikki comes in at exactly she comes in
give
before.
her my regards. We used to be on together at WZOP and WZPP.
Nikki, Malachi said to bless you up. All used to work together. All right. So very quickly now, Malachi, explain to us how what's happening tonight will actually help with the school college tour.
Okay, I usually do it out my pocket, 100%. The last year we got some money that went towards transportation from Jam Copy. So we're taking the poets all over the island. We have transportation, hotel, the whole 9 yards. We want to bless the poets and stuff like that. And we're also thinking of probably adding a component of giving some, a kid came to me at Kingston Tech and borrowed my pen. I know he didn't have a pen, so I just let him keep it. Probably bring them some educational supplies and stuff like that. So tonight, we're going to launch a GoFundMe account that is, hopefully raise some funds towards it.
Okay, I got you. Last word, Beau-Regard. Them giving me the wind up.
Bless up yourself, Malachi. Wish you all the best in all your endeavors, my brother, and just keep on promoting the right message.
I thank you so much. Blessings to you and the Empress. More strength every time. And if we just keep on blazing a positive fire in this time. We can't gaze. It's real out there.
Can't gaze.
Philosophy and religion.
No time.
Confused.
Same way, sir.
The focus is a mission. Give thanks.
And you created, Malachi, you're creating careers. And this is no more than a career. It's a movement of poets. I want to bless up all the poets out there.
It is.
Nikki Z time now, Nikki Z. So Beau-Regard, we'll do it again Tuesday.
It's been a pleasure, Mama Kelly. Yes, we'll do it again Tuesday. You have a wonderful weekend, and to everybody in Jamaica, be safe.
All right, same to you. Take care. Okay, so it's now 12:59. It's time to Nikki. You didn't hear the blessing from Malachi? Okay, himself bless you up. So it is now time for Nikki Z, a Caribbean queen. I'm out.